Your life, you're gonna own nothing. You own three things, okay? You own your fitness, you own your thoughts and emotions.
Satisfying to me having sex with a woman and coming. I'm like getting the feeling of coming in the gym, I'm getting the feeling of coming at home, I'm getting the feeling of coming backstage when I pump up, when I pose out in front of 5,000 people, I get the same feeling. So I'm coming day and night. I mean, it's terrific, right?
Alright guys, what's going on? Oh fuck.
There you go. There you go.
What's this selected thing, man? What's going on, guys? It's Alberto from Glucosenetwork, bringing you another fucking video, another day in Fort Collins. Now, my time's limited. I'm almost out of here. Now, we got the last bit of the Q&A with Alberto. This is the Instagram Q&A for like fucking 2 weeks ago. So we're going to chop the dick off that right now. Let's go. What are the signs of overtraining? Best form of cardio? Two questions.
That's sneaky. That's real.
But we're going to give it to. I'm a Muslim, so I'm gracious. I'm peaceful. What else am I? Passionate, compassionate.
You have integrity.
Integrity.
Pure weight training, I find it really hard to believe that you're actually overtraining. You just might be doing more work than you require, and you're backsliding. Perhaps always a point before you, I guess, you super compensate in any training program, or I guess pre-planned training program. So you're probably you're probably not overtraining. I can almost guarantee you that. However, I think most strength athletes, whether it be a power lifter or a bodybuilder or CrossFitter, they usually tend, especially people who are very passionate about this, they tend to do a little bit more than they should. So what are the signs? I think training motivation. I think if you're finding yourself like not very motivated to get in there, if you're not progressing at a rate that is appropriate, which is, again, what is appropriate, it's going to depend on many factors, how long you've been training, genetics, a bunch of stuff. If you're not progressing the way you should be, then perhaps there's something wrong there. But here's one easy way to kind of remedy a lot of this. I think one thing people do is they're always very welcoming to adding new things to their programming, right? Perhaps if more people actually took the time to see how much can I get away with, how little can I get away with, I think that's a good place to start.
People don't like that though.
You're very quiet today.
I don't want to get fucking attacked by the fucking verbal fucking police, bro. I'm ready, bro. I'm just like, in my head I'm thinking, cunt, I hope he doesn't say my point. I hope he doesn't say my fucking point. But you're good, right? You haven't said my point yet, so you keep talking.
So what's your point? What's your point? I think, again, find out what's the least amount of work you can get away with. Walking, to me personally, is the best kind of cardio. I've been walking for about 31 years. How long have you been walking for, Abdullah?
A long time, bro.
A long time. I've
not as long
been walking
as that.
for not that long, but I'm a better walker. But yeah, here's the thing about walking. It doesn't require much skill. It doesn't really interfere with your weight training. It's to me the best form of cardio. Because sometimes
it depends what she wants to do. It's just suited to what you really want. You want to train weights, that's anaerobic, so I wouldn't do too much aerobic training in terms of cardio.
Yeah.
It's just counterintuitive.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's training a different energy system. Walking doesn't really interfere that much. It's just calorie burn. Okay?
But then there's some people like you who want to actually get good at the cardio.
Yeah, that's a different story.
Yeah.
So I feel like when you pull the band back, you're overreaching.
Yeah.
And then when it snaps, then you're overtrained. But no one ever snaps that band.
No one ever gets there.
I would say it's easier for an aerobic athlete to overtrain than an anaerobic athlete. Because like it's just simply it's more time training. People train like weights, they train like 8 hours, 7 hours, not even 8 hours. Like the actual total moving time is like small. It's fucking like 3 or 4 hours a week. Not even 4 hours, dude. It might be like 3 hours. Even less. Do the fucking math, dude. It's fuck all. You might not be eating enough. You might not be sleeping enough.
Final note on that one. You're probably not overtraining, but you got to ask yourself: is there a more economical way of getting to where I want to get in regards to
a more efficient way?
Yeah.
Training and diet while traveling.
Okay, that takes some practice. I would say, first of all, don't avoid traveling. Some people, when I guess they're going through a fat loss phase, especially people who are pre-contest dieting, their solution is I will just stay at home all day. So you need to go out there, you need to go out in the field, get your hands dirty, get out of your environment, and then eventually everyone kind of comes out with their own little system to kind of make it work.
It depends if you're going on holiday or traveling. To me, holiday is like it's not really an extended period of time.
Yeah.
Holidays like I'm in the UK for like 4 days.
Yeah.
And I'm staying in a fancy hotel. Traveling's like I'm there for a prolonged period of time.
Yes.
You can always find ways to train. Some people go full retard. They're like, I'm not going to train, I want to train. Like, fuck that, I just want to live my life. And then people go the other way and they're like, I just got off the fucking plane, bro. I fucking got to go crush it. I got to go spend 4 hours and hit my squats. Dude, you don't have to do either. Pick the most essential things you need to do and then go in, do it, and then go home. Like, you don't need to sit there curling for fucking, like, realistically, how much fucking muscle are you going to put on your bicep or your side delt or that? Like, train the essentials that you need, okay? So if you're training squat, bench, deadlift, clean, snatch, clean and jerk, whatever, that shit, that's an actual skill. Do you know what I mean? So I would just go in, hit them, and get the fuck out.
You have to learn to be flexible. That's I think sometimes being, 95% adherent. You know my code.
I know your code now.
95% adherent or 90 is better than like just saying, whatever, I'm on holiday. So
Yeah, I know I've got the motivation and dedication to crush it every time I go on a fucking holiday, bro. I remember last year I spent fucking more time training in San Francisco than I did fucking walking around and shit. But now I'm in my head, I guess as you get older and more mature, I'm like, dude, what's the point in this? I don't need to prove to myself anymore. Like, I've proven to myself enough now that I have the dedication to follow through with training and shit. So, like, now I need to think to myself, like, right now, I don't need to prove that. It's not always you need to prove it to yourself every day. So, cunts take it too seriously sometimes. They just need to prove a point to themselves. It's like, cunt, I already know, dude. I don't need to prove this point. I'm just going to do what I need to do and then get the fuck out. Like, you're not an undedicated piece of shit if you don't, you skip your curls or something for a week.
When I went to the UK, I decided, you know what, I've never been here before. I'm here for about a week. I'm just not going to train. I'll take a full week off. And then last year, I was prepping, and I think during my prep, I spent a total of about over a month just traveling. And we learned to have a lot of 90% days, and those add up too. So I wasn't 100% obviously because I wasn't at home, but I mean, you still progress, and I think it's not really about getting days at 100%, but just never really falling off completely.
And diet while traveling, I would just say
flexible dieting. It's easy,
bro. It's pretty easy. Just don't be an obese cunt.
Yeah.
But to me now, if I'm not like I don't know the back of the label and I can't see shit, I go like this: if it's healthy, I'm gonna eat more of it.
Yeah.
If it's healthy fucking food, clean food, I'm gonna eat more of it. If it's something that I'm like, fuck, cunt, this is really rich, this is full on, like, and in my head I know it's hella dense and shit, with just packed full of fat and all this shit. I'm like, okay, cunt, you're not gonna, regardless of how full you get off this little fucking thing, I'm not gonna eat as much of it. Rich fucking Gordon Ramsay, 20 fucking cunts in some fucking lab hatch to prepare, dry ice type, Snickers bar type shit, then I'm not gonna go crazy on it, bro. I used to carry around a food scale and track all my food and shit. That fucking works. That works, but most cunts don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that now either, because that's almost like the training. Like, I had to prove a point to myself that I'm so dedicated I can travel around the world and do this shit. But you don't need to do that shit to get the results. I would have got the same results not curling for a fucking week, and then just focusing on the compounds and just maintaining their motor patterns and just having a good time. What's the cost of you being in there for so long? What are you missing out on? Are you missing out with catching up with friends and enjoying the experience of the place you're fucking in? And what's the benefit? Is the benefit that you're going to fucking add an inch to your biceps over a week from hitting the accessories? Fuck no. You know what I mean? Sodium intake in regards to muscles staying full and pumped.
I do think that as an athlete, you probably require a bit more sodium than your local government might recommend for you. I think here it's our recommendation is the top end is 2.2
grams.
2.2 grams.
Okay, 2,200. That's pretty reasonable.
I mean, it's pretty reasonable. And
I know cunts are like, dude, I don't want. If it's over 500 milligrams sodium, I'm not gonna fucking have it. I'm like, yeah, cunt. If you're some like clinically obese dude who doesn't leave his room and shit, then sweet.
Yeah, with high blood pressure, yeah, maybe you should watch it. But I think in general, athletes need a little bit more. If we're talking about just like a look staying full, I'm gonna kind of take this to the peak week side of things, and you definitely need to keep your sodium at least at normal levels during a peak week, so that you can keep blood in your vascular system, basically.
Yeah, I wouldn't say do anything drastic.
No, I think generally just keeping it around the same, maybe a little bit more, but honestly, even then, don't go too far with that either.
It's just, bro, it always comes back down to this underlying fucking factor. Move your fucking body and don't be a fat cunt.
Yes.
And then 99.9% of your health fucking issues will fuck off.
Yes. If you're genetically predisposed, you might, which is I think very few people kind of, especially if you're active, most people seeing this are going to be pretty darn active. You might have to worry about sodium intake. Honestly, to me, the way I pick my sodium intake, especially when dieting so that my weigh-ins are pretty consistent, it's just a sodium intake that kind of falls in with my typical foods, you know. And then in regards to keeping that full look, you know, especially, I don't know, you have a photo shoot.
It's a
Instagram
bit different
picture.
for you, dude, because some dudes they eat so, like, whole food.
Yeah.
They get actually, like, legitimately no sodium.
But
and that's when, like, adding a bit of sodium, like, would make you a bit fuller.
Yeah, especially if they're very active. But here's the thing, your body is really good at kind of regulating that. If you are on 1.5 grams a day, it kind of learns to work with that. If you're on 4.5, it kind of learns to work with that. So I would say, again, I think this person's just trying to look full and pumped, because I think that's... It seems like they want an acute effect from sodium.
Full and pumped, I would say get lean and get jacked, and you'll probably look full and pumped.
But don't just keep your sodium in. Very important for performance. And then also when it comes to looking full, it definitely plays a role.
It has to be so low sodium, bro. It has to be so low sodium because, like, dude, I know some cunts, they're like, oh my god, I had like 1 gram of sodium last night, I'm looking so fat. I'm not recommending going on a high fucking sodium diet. I'm just saying, don't be some nitpicking minutia Kai Green motherfucker sitting in the corner with the burners on when you can just turn the fucking AC on, but you spend $1,000 a year, $1,000 a month on growth hormone. Do you know what I mean? Don't be one of those guys. Just focus on moving, focus on keeping active, focus on being consistent with your diet.
To wrap it up, don't ever cut sodium if you want to look full and muscular. Just keep it in.
Yeah. Keep it in, just like
at your normal levels.
At your normal level. That doesn't mean you need to fucking add a salt or shaker. I don't even add salt to my food no more. I just... If it's really fucking bland, I will. And I'm not tripping. If it's bland, I'll fucking eat. I like to eat clean and healthy and shit, but I like eating flavorful shit. I'm a fucking human being, dude. I like to jack off and I like to eat flavorful stuff. Ooh. You know what I mean?
I like that.
You know what I mean?
That's a bumpy
I'm not
sticker.
one of these no fat, no sodium fucking Ted Carr fucking cunts.
Sleeps with handcuffs behind his back so he don't do it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I wake up bone, I'm like, I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that. Do you track your pit bull's macros?
No, but so I know roughly how many calories are on, and that's just because it's on the label. But I give them food that's appropriate for their weight and energy levels and their physical activity.
They don't do no physical activity, dude.
They sleep. They sleep.
They literally, all they do is sleep all day and then fucking do like 2 minutes of exercise, and they're hella lean.
And that's it. They're anaerobic. Anaerobic is cool.
Yeah, anaerobic.
And then also, I think it's a fish-based diet because one thing, they're pit bulls, so they're prone to having dry skin.
Okay.
And then here in Colorado, it's a little bit drier than back home, so we give them that to keep them nice and shiny and not dog-ashy.
How many hours does Alberto work per week? Ooh. Oh, work out.
Okay, so training, it kind of depends on where I'm at. There's definitely a few phases that I go through where volume is pretty high, but you can't do that year-round. So I would say that there's definitely, I guess you could say, like base mesocycles, and then we build from that. Volume keeps climbing up. And then there's a certain point where if I just stay there too long, I will break and just kind of start to work too hard for, I guess, only as much muscle as I'm going to put on at a certain point. So it's not like I can rush it by...
It's not like you're Jay Cutler taking anabolics and shit. Ceiling to get massive is just fucking endless.
I'm the exact opposite. This man lives with me. He's seen.
I see what he does, bro.
That's the one thing I think as a natural athlete, you definitely have to understand that no matter how, and I'm still as motivated in many ways as I was 10 years ago, that there's only so much you can handle, and there's definitely phases where we're on the gas, and there's certain phases where we push back. I think right now I'm kind of getting into, my next phase is actually going to be pretty low volume, pretty darn heavy, and we've been kind of, I think I hit my peak volume somewhere around May and June of this year, and slowly we've been kind of coming down from that. So it depends. I would say that roughly when it's at its highest,
12 hours a week?
I'd say, about 12 hours. And
that's not moving time, though.
No,
that's just, in the gym.
That's just the time, like clocked
gym.
in and out. And then in regards to maybe this next block, it'll probably get to the point where it's definitely anywhere from 7 to 8 hours for the week. And that's in like 5 training sessions.
Yeah.
Whatever I do really most likely doesn't really help
hours
you
in
out.
the gym is like average speed on a bike.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean fuck all.
Yeah.
It could be windy, you could be chilling, you could be fucking talking shit. It's just pretty much about the amount of work that you're doing. Cunts come up to me like, Abdullah, you're not dedicated, you're on your phone between sets. I'm like, shut the fuck up, cunt. Shut the fuck up. we'll see who's still in the gym in 10 years. Exactly. You don't want to be one of these cunts. I'm gonna spend fucking 5 hours in the gym every fucking day. You have to fucking pace it, dude. You know, I don't even know why. How did I get onto this pacing topic?
That dude that came up to you at the gym today about the phone.
Yeah, fucking, he was a piece of shit.
Chin check that fool.
Yeah, I know. Like, dude, get off me, bro. How long you been lifting for? Like a day? I'll see you in 2 years, bro. You'll give up. You think you're Jay Cutler now. In 2 years, you're not gonna be Jay Cutler no more. You're gonna be at home thinking, oh, I'm burnt out. I tried to spend like 15 hours in the week at gym, but you know, and then you'll be one of these cunts. Like, on the platform looking outside like, oh, like, I wish I could just go playing on the swing. It's all sunny and shit. With vitamin D deficiency.
How many hours?
I would say it's
8 and 12.
I would yeah.
8 and 12, and it really doesn't tell you anything about what I am doing while I'm in there. I think that's basically...
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so ambiguous to say I spend 10 hours in the gym a week.
Yeah.
Because you could be doing 10 sets, you could be doing 20 sets, you could be doing 1,000 pounds of volume, you could be doing a fucking 100,000 pounds of volume. It's all about total work. A more specific question would have been like, how much total work do you do per week?
Yeah, how many reps per body part, stuff like that.
Yeah, like, yeah, the tonnage per week or something.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say to the people? Say something to the people. Say something inspirational, okay? Don't talk about anything that happened in Mexico last week, right? Say something inspirational, bro. Okay, don't be one of these cunts who are like, overtraining doesn't exist. Because you're the dumbest cunt if you say overtraining doesn't exist. Because it hands down does exist.
It's very unlikely, but...
It's very... No, but it does.
It does exist.
It's like saying, like it does exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, it doesn't, it might exist, there's chicks on the moon with dick. It's like, it does fucking exist. Don't be, okay, so always start with less and then add more as time as you need. Don't start with more. Don't start with nth. Don't start at nth and be like, well, now I've blown my load on fucking everything I can do. Like, I have nothing to do. I have nowhere to go.
So my Uncle Danny, he used to tell me this every morning.
Uncle Danny.
Yeah, you know that.
Bro, I got 3%. You tell him about Uncle Danny.
He used to tell me, La cucaracha tiene grandes huevos.
What does that even mean? What does that mean?
You look that up, and it will change your
life. Look up, what is it, Danny Nunez?
Yeah, Danny Nunez.
Look at Danny Nunez, the weightlifter. That's Alberto's. Can't ask where he gets his genetics from and shit. It's Danny fucking Nunez, mate. What people don't realize about me and Alberto is we actually grew up in the same city in Mexico. They're like, how did we meet? I'm like, we're fucking family, bro.
Mexico City, that's where we met, yeah.
Crazy and shit. When people see us, they're like, oh, I'm like, you don't know, but we're actually brothers. We're not biological brothers. We're like, what, step brothers?
We were like roommates since like infants, yeah. So
but what do we call that, dude? Is that a step brother or a half brother or a twin brother? Like, not. What do you even call that when my mum's not? You know what I mean? Our mums aren't the same. But we're just adopted by the same family.
It's a step.
It's foster family.
Yeah.
Foster family.
Adopted
So basically, we grew up on the streets eating queso and fucking tortillas and shit. And deep fried fucking tortilla chips from the fucking food van that Sam used to fucking like, share, comment, subscribe, share with your mum, share with your sister, share with your boyfriend, share with your spouse. We support Game Manager. I hope you do follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Periscope. Shout out to my boy H. I'll see you on the tube tomorrow. Peace.
Bootcamp Project, Cirrus, Jest, Tommy Evans. What you want the pretenders, yeah. I'll stop you in your tracks if you start with me. With rhymes so fat they clog your arteries. I'm so inventive with my artistry. I break ground like earthquakes and part the seas. Be a smart seas.
I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup. It becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.